He wears yellow boots, a blue jacket, and sings nonsense to malevolent trees. He is the master of his domain, untouched by the malice that bends the rest of Middle-earth to its knees. Welcome to Echoes of Middle-earth, where today we explore one of the most persistent what-if scenarios in the history of the Third Age. What if Tom Bombadil had walked the One Ring to Mordor? To the hobbits who first met him in the Old Forest, he was a savior who sang their fears away and led them to a golden light. Yet at the Council of Elrond, when the fate of the world was weighed, his name was briefly considered and then definitively set aside. To understand why the wise rejected this seemingly perfect candidate, a being who could wear the ring without vanishing and who toyed with it like a common trinket, we must dive into the enigmatic nature of the master of wood, water, and hill. The legend of Tom Bombadil begins far before the forging of the Rings of Power, back in a time when the world was still young and green. He is known as Eärwin ben-Enedar, the oldest and fatherless, a spirit who remembers the first raindrop in the first acorn. He was present when the elves first passed westward, and he knew the darkness under the stars before the Dark Lord came from outside. This ancient lineage grants him a unique status in Middle-earth. As Goldberry tells Frodo, he is. He is not God, but a mysterious enigma intentionally left unexplained by his creator, a moss-gatherer in a world of rolling stones. When Frodo, under a strange compulsion, handed the Master Ring to Tom, the expected happened to the unexpected. It had no effect. Tom did not disappear, nor did he feel the crushing weight of Sauron's will. He simply laughed, spun the ring in the air, and handed it back with a smile. In a hypothetical world where the Council had chosen Tom as the ring-bearer, the journey would have begun at the very borders of his little land. This is the first and perhaps greatest obstacle to such a quest. Tom is a being of strict boundaries, having set bounds that none can see and refusing to step beyond them. As he took leave of the hobbits near Bree, he stated clearly, "Tom's country ends here. He will not pass the borders." For Tom to walk to Mordor, he would have to abandon his role as master and enter the road, which Bilbo often compared to a great river whose tributaries start at every doorstep. This transition from a stationary moss-gatherer to a stone doomed to rolling would be a fundamental violation of his character. If we imagine Tom overcoming this innate resistance, his progress through the wilderness would be unlike any other member of the Fellowship. He would not hide in the shadows or wrap himself in an elven cloak to escape the many eyes of the enemy. Tom is a creature of noise and song, slumping along with great yellow boots and charging through grass and rushes like a cow going down to drink. He does not use stealth or secret ways. His greatest weapon is his voice, a trumpet voice that can rekindle hearts and sing the roots off malevolent entities. We saw his power against the Barrow-wight, where a simple rhyme sent the evil spirit wailing into the barren lands and broke the spell of the cold stone. However, this lack of secrecy would be his undoing on the road to the Fire Mountain. Glorfindel warned that even if Tom were willing to take the ring, the Lord of the Rings would learn of its hiding place and would bend all his power towards it. While the ring might have no power over him, Tom is not an all-powerful deity. He cannot alter the ring itself or break its power over others. Eventually, Sauron would realize that his treasure was being carried by a singing wanderer in yellow boots. The Dark Lord, who knows many things and has many spies, would not need to corrupt Tom. He would only need to overwhelm him with physical force. As the council concluded, if all else is conquered, Bombadil will fall, last as he was first, and then night will come. The psychological journey of the ring would also be vastly different. The ring draws the Nazgul and tempts the hearts of the great with the desire of strength to do good. Gandalf feared that with such power, he would become like the Dark Lord himself, while Boromir was driven to madness by the dream of using the ring to save Minas Tirith. Tom Bombadil has no such ambitions. He does not desire mastery, wealth, or glory. He is so detached from the struggles of the world that he might simply forget he was carrying the ring, or most likely throw it away because such things have no hold on his mind. This makes him, in Gandalf's words, a most unsafe guardian. As this hypothetical journey reached the borders of Mordor, the contrast between Tom's vibrant nature and the Land of Shadow would be jarring. Mordor is a dead land filled with gasping pools choked with ash and poison-stained mounds. It is a place where neither spring nor summer would ever come again. Tom, who remembers the first raindrop and delights in flowers and butterflies, would be entering a realm that is the literal antithesis of everything he represents. While Frodo felt the ring as an actual weight dragging him earthwards, and the eye is a hostile will piercing his brow, Tom might stump through the gasping dust of Anfauglith, singing about Goldberry, merry yellow berry-o. The final confrontation at the Cracks of Doom provides the most intriguing question. When Frodo reached the brink, he ultimately succumbed to the ring's power, declaring, "The ring is mine." If Tom stood there, his immunity to the ring's holding spell would mean he would not claim it for himself. But would he throw it in? To destroy the ring requires a strength of will and an understanding of its perilous importance, concepts that are beyond his comprehension. Tom would not understand the need to destroy a beautiful piece of gold just because a dark lord from outside desired it. He might simply stand at the edge of the fiery vomit of Orodruin and decide the ring looked better at the bottom of a clear lake in a shallow dell back in his own woods. Ultimately, the choice of Frodo Baggins over Tom Bombadil was a choice of pity and courage over innate power. Gandalf believed that help oft shall come from the hands of the weak when the wise falter, and the small hands of a hobbit were chosen precisely because they could feel the burden and choose to carry it despite the cost. Tom's mastery is limited to a world where he is not afraid and where evil things do not come. Outside those borders, he is a discordant ingredient in a history he does not fully belong to. He is a reminder of an uncorrupted state of being, a light from the shadows that existed before the Black Years. The story of the Dagor Dagoroth, the last battle at the end of days, suggests that the world must be broken and remade to purge the marring of Melkor. In that final hour, perhaps the Master of Wood, Water, and Hill will finally meet the Master of the Fates of Arda in a clash that transcends the logic of the Third Age. But for the War of the Ring, the victory had to be won by those who could suffer and endure, not by one for whom the Master Ring was merely a pretty toy. Tom Bombadil remained in his little land, tending his hives of great fierce bees and waiting for his river daughter, while the little people moved the wheels of the world. Thank you for joining us for this dive into the deep lore of the oldest inhabitant of Arda here on Echoes of Middle-earth. If you enjoyed this exploration of Tom Bombadil in the hypothetical paths he might have trod, please like and subscribe as we continue to unearth the hidden truths of Tolkien's magnificent world. Until the stars shine again on our meeting, may your boots be as yellow and your heart as merry as the master of the old forest.